Kel'el Ware is straight up phenomenal.
I'm golden, told you I'm shining, had to break through.
Now, it's no secret that it's rough times right now for Heat fans, and the games have been basically unwatchable as they continue to get blown out game after game. But Kel'el Ware's Ascendance has been nothing short of amazing. Whether you call him the Warehouse, or the Werewolf, or the Kryptonian, or the Kel'elevator, or I even heard Alien Ware after his game versus Spurs, and I really like that one, maybe the best so far. But no matter what you call him, he has been absolutely exciting to watch. He was literally a plus 5,000 to win Rookie of the Year just a week ago, at least according to the anonymous player prop betting app that doesn't sponsor me, so I will not say their name. And luckily I got in on that. I was able to catch him at a plus 3,000. I threw 20 bucks on it. And I was lucky because now he's a plus 140, which is actually the second best odds according to that app, right behind Zach Edey. So that's why today I wanted to react to the new Brady Hawk thread in which he breaks down Ware's last couple of games. Of course, Brady Hawk does a great job on Twitter, but just in these videos, obviously I could analyze it a bit more. So that's what we're going to do today. And I'm actually a little scared to make this video because a little over a year ago, I reacted to a Drew Smith thread. And keep in mind, that's when Drew Smith was still looked at as a bad basketball player. And I basically said as much in that video. And then Drew Smith turned into one of the most pivotal pieces for the Heat team this season before his unfortunate injury. And then literally a week ago, I made a video reacting to the last Brady Hawk thread of the defensive pairing of Bam and Adebayo. And I literally said that this Heat defense became insane overnight and has been absolutely terrible since. So maybe me reacting to these threads is a bit of a jinx. Maybe it's a bit of a curse, but I promise you if Kel'el Ware does terrible versus the Brooklyn Nets tomorrow, then I'll never react to another thread video ever again. You have my promise. So in this first clip, Brady talks about the connection we've seen between Duncan and Kel'el Ware. And you can see in the video right here, which I just so happened to pause, where Kel'el Ware is taking off. I mean, look at his extension on this dunk. How are you supposed to defend this? The answer, you can't. But we'll start the play from the beginning here. You see Duncan Robinson getting the ball and curling right. Kel'el Ware sets the screen. And because Duncan is such a threat from the outside, obviously this year he's been relatively inconsistent, but through his career, he's been an incredible threat from beyond the arc. That's what we talk about when we talk about his gravity. It's this. It's having DeAndre Ayton step up so high, which leaves all this empty space here for Kel'el Ware to attack. And one of the most underrated parts of Kel'el Ware's game is how he moves without the ball. That is a very great skill to have. It shows high defensive IQ, and to have that at such a young age is very incredible. He does such a great job occupying the empty space, which is exactly what he has right here. And then the incredible part is, if you look, he literally catches his ball beyond the corner of the free throw line. And you know how many dribbles he needs to dunk it? The answer, none. As he takes off from literally the first free throw line, has a great extension, aggressive attack, and of course, Anthony Simons has no shot to defend that. In the second clip you see here, it's a bit of a similar action. Duncan Robinson is now curling to his left side. You have Ware set the screen on Dame right here. Ware immediately does a great roll to the rim. And you can also see, as soon as Duncan is getting blitzed here, this time from Brook Lopez, he immediately goes into his action to give that bounce pass to Kel'el Ware, which just goes to show how great vision and I guess facilitation that Duncan Robinson has had for the last several seasons. And of course, we're seeing a lot of that this year with Ware. So he finds Ware on the roll. Brook Lopez is completely out of position. He is a slow, immobile big. He does not want to guard this type of play, which is why it is to the Heat's advantage to run this sort of pick and roll against some of the slower bigs like Brook Lopez. I do think we see some more of this from the Heat when they play against a lot of these slower footed bigs because, of course, Lopez is completely out of position. But this time, you have Giannis step up. Giannis, who is a great shot blocker, he is a similar size to Kel'el Ware. So for Kel'el Ware to still finish his ball with a super acrobatic layup is very, very impressive. You can see he really doesn't even use the backboard on this, which just goes to show his touch. And for a 7-footer, it is so difficult to have this kind of touch where the ball just sits on the rim and flips in. And this is just an awesome finish by Kel'el Ware. And then look who's wide open in the corner too. You got Bam Adebayo wide open. So what's going to happen when Bam Adebayo maybe potentially starts hitting that 3-ball consistently? Well, guys aren't going to be able to help off him as much. Or Imagine, let's not even say it's Bam Adebayo. Let's say it's Nikola Jovic, who is having a good shooting year. You just have such a great dynamic in this offense now with a guy like Ware being able to attack, and then maybe a shooter like Jovic in the corner, or Bam if his shot, ever comes around. If not this season, maybe in, several years. Bam is still young. Kel'el is still young. That's part of the reason I'm very, optimistic about the future of this team. But these are just great aggressive plays by Duncan to Ware. Of course, this does kind of remind us of that Duncan-Bam connection that we've seen many times over the last several seasons. The difference being it just appears like Ware has a much more aggressive mindset when attacking the basket, something that we would like Bam to have. We have seen Bam, put his head down and get to the rim at will when he wants to. It just doesn't seem like he wants to all that often. Although I will say it is a lot easier for Kel'el Ware because he's 7 feet tall. And that obviously is a big advantage over Bam, who's only 6'9". But these are a couple of great plays right here and just great aggressive attacks by Ware on the finishes. And in the second clip, Brady shows a similar play where Duncan gets Ware the ball and Ware is able to use his size to get a pretty great putback even though he misses. You have Kel'el Ware start the action at the top of the key. Duncan comes up to be your primary ball handler. Ware is able to set the screen. He patiently waits for the defense to converge onto Duncan Robinson right here. And then Kel'el Ware starts to roll. Same thing we said about Brook Lopez. Robert Williams does not want to be this far out of the paint. So Ware does a great job rolling to the basket. You can see, again, the gravity of Duncan Robinson with 3 defenders converging on him. And this time Kel'el Ware attacks the basket. He does have Pella wide open, or Jovic if he wants to, which again just goes to show that with time and chemistry, this Heat offense can be lethal because they literally have 3 options here. The Ware attack, the Jovic 3, the Pella 3, none of those are bad options at all, but Kel'el Ware does see a smaller Denny Avdija and Delano Banton in the paint, so he decides to do the aggressive attack. Because he's so much taller than those guys, he gets his rebound, and he says, layups are for guards. I'm dunking that ball in your face. And you love that aggressiveness by him. The one thing I would say about this play that could probably be improved is the timing of Jaime's cut. I think Jaime should have cut a little bit more early because he kind of delays his cut right here when Duncan and Ware are already starting to get into that pick and roll action. He's in the paint when Ware is trying to drive, and for that reason, he has the extra defender here in Delano Banton to step up. But fortunately, he's too small, and it's not going to matter for Kel'el Ware. But again, these are all young guys out there. I mean, look at the average age of the guys on the court. Excluding Duncan Robinson, the average age of this unit is like 22? They'll get the timing down and maybe have Jaime already in that corner to give him another option as a shooter in the corner if Jaime continues to develop his shot. But just again, another great play between these two. In the next clip, Brady talks about Kel'el Ware's 3-point shooting. You can see they're going to get this ball to Tyler Hero here to start their action. And I want to note immediately how fast Taurean Prince goes up to guard him. Look how he's giving Tyler no airspace at all. That is the ultimate sign of a shooter, and that just goes to show how great Tyler Hero has been playing this season, that guys need to guard him like this. Now, because Tyler's also worked on his drive game, he loves this. This is like taking candy from a baby because he's able to easily blow past him, which really starts the whole action. And part of the improvement that goes overlooked with Tyler Hero as well is he's picked up these little vet savvy moves that have helped him get to the rim. In this case, I want to note how he actually gets a little bit of a hook on Taurean Prince here. I don't think it's enough of a hook to call. He doesn't grab him and he doesn't fully wrap that arm around, but just using that little elbow there to kind of provide the leverage is a great savvy move to get around him. And then if you look at this, you really got 4 defenders converging on Tyler Hero. It's just ridiculous, man. You got Prince there, Andre Jackson, Brook Lopez, who is again likes to play that drop coverage, is completely out of position. You have Giannis looking right at Hero also. And then earlier in the play, Highsmith actually does a very good well-timed cut. This time he starts his cut before Hero starts his action. That way, by the time Hero actually starts driving, he's already in position. He's already wide open. So now you got a Kel'el Ware who's a threat out here. You got Highsmith who's shooting 41% from 3 this season. You can't stop this. And this is when the Heat were playing well. They were up 15-3 at this time before it all collapsed. But in this case, Tyler actually passes it out of Ware's shooting pocket. So you see Ware has to go to his right side here to catch it, but it doesn't face him at all. He catches the ball up and without hesitation lets it fly. The form is absolutely beautiful. I want to note that how he jumps forward on the shot, that's textbook form. You see he lands on the three-point line. He gets that little bit of jump forward. The full extension on the follow through, which a lot of time 7-footers do not do. They like to alligator arm it because they're so tall. But he does get that elbow in and that arm fully up, and then he maintains that follow through on the shot. That's just a beautiful look by Kel'el Ware and knocks it down. This time, completely different look from three. Does a little bit of a hesitation on the handoff to Jovic, and then he notices that Ayton is playing 3 feet off him, and that's all Kel'el Ware needs to sort of face up and rise right into his action. You see the same thing here with his motion. Sign of a good shooter. Hold that follow through if you need to. I guess Curry don't really hold that follow through, but he's an exception. But you can note here how good his follow through, the flick of the wrist is on that, and just casually knocks it down. He said, Ayton, you going back this far off of me, I'm going to make you pay. And obviously, when centers are going to have to start guarding Ware out there, it's just going to make it so much easier for this Jaime cutback door, or maybe for Chris Middleton to cut back door, because, and I guess a couple weeks, this is not going to be Jimmy. It's probably going to be Chris Middleton or somebody else. But you get the point. Once Kel'el Ware starts knocking down these threes consistently, it's just going to make this team so much more dangerous. And in the next clip, Brady gives credit to Kel'el Ware for not always settling for the three. You see they're going to start this action with Tyler Hero, who, again, Taurean Prince has to run out desperately hard to contest at the three-point line. Obviously, you got a little bit of a Highsmith screen right here as well. But Taurean Prince runs out really hard. Hero was able to get that dribble penetration. He once again dribbles with his left hand, which really separates the ball between, or I guess he has his body blocking the defender and the ball. Just another great thing that Tyler Hero has very done well this year. Has 3-4 defenders looking at him, but here's Kel'el Ware wide open in the corner. He could be sitting there waiting to take the jump shot, but what he sees is Brook Lopez not looking at him at all. And one of the things that you want to do when moving without the ball is don't look at the ball. Look at your defender. If the defender is not looking at you, that's your time to cut. And that's what Kel'el Ware sees right here, as Brook Lopez is completely oblivious, playing that drop coverage, and just does a great timed cut to catch this perfectly executed pass from Tyler Hero, who literally threw it right at the rim. That's exactly where your big man wants to catch it right here. And of course, that's easy money for Kel'el Ware to jam down. Sees it, times it perfectly. And to have this kind of timing after only like really getting consistent minutes for like 2 weeks is insane. And it really has me super excited about what's to come for Hero in the future. Same thing here in the second play. You could see, where's Kel'el Ware at the top of the key right here. This time, Jaime Jaquez drives. You have Brook Lopez playing that drop coverage, and Kel'el Ware could sit at this three-point line, but he sees Jaime's in a bit of a tough spot, so does an excellent cut here. And by this time, you see Lopez kind of look around, be like, where is Kel'el Ware? He finally spots him, but by that time, it's too late. Ware gets the ball and then just does another incredibly difficult finish because he didn't even use the backboard. He put this up over another big lumbering 7-footer and got it to hit the rim before bouncing in. That's just insanely difficult soft touch. And by a 7-footer, that's not a difficult shot. But that's part of the reason Kel'el Ware's been scoring over 20 points a game, because he's not just an athletic lob threat. He is a guy that has nice touch around the rim and some other offensive skills as well. And in the next clip, it's some more off-ball movement. Brady kind of talks about how good Ware has been at getting behind the defense. And same thing that you'll see here in this first play, where Kel'el Ware is right over here. Again, Giannis is not even looking at Kel'el Ware at all. He doesn't think Kel'el Ware is a threat whatsoever. So Giannis is not looking at him at all. He's just looking on the Tyler Hero drive. Once again, notice how all of these actions start with that dribble penetration from Tyler Hero. But Ware sees that Giannis is not looking at him, does another well-timed cut back door. Absolutely perfect pass by Tyler Hero. This is just easy. That's as easy as it could get, as easy as it gets for Kel'el Ware. And then in this second clip, as it starts right here, you see that Brook Lopez is way out of position. Kel'el Ware has him beat, so he knows exactly what to do, which is get right to that rim. Terry Rozier does a nice dribble hesitation right here to get inside the paint. He has Pat Connaughton converge, and that's just another easy passing catch for Kel'el Ware to dunk it in. Terry Rozier was a great lob passer in Charlotte. I don't know why he doesn't do that as much. It even seems like we saw a lot more of that last year with Bam Adebayo. But I really hope Terry Rozier can kind of get back into actions like this, because he is very good at getting into the paint. He's just not good at finishing. He's not good at shooting. So I do wish that we could see some of see more of him as a facilitator, because I do think a play like this would just be available all the time. And in the last clip, Brady reminds us of something very important, which is how this all started, which is that duo between Kel'el Ware and Nikola Jovic. They have such a great two-man connection. Y'all know Tobin likes to call them tall time, because back when they used to come off the bench together, they would enter the game and absolutely dominate. So in this first clip, you can see Kel'el Ware kind of fake this screen on Nikola Jovic, or he slips the screen, and then he's able to re-screen for him. Jovic has been great at attacking the basket, so that's why you have the defender converge on him right here. But Kel'el Ware does an excellent job sealing the defender on his back. That just gives him an easy lane to the rim to catch this lob and finish it in. But look how smart this is here. Instead of rolling to the basket right away, Ware hesitates, seals that defender, and absolutely has no chance of anyone coming up to defend that shot. And this is just a great finish at the rim too. We'll watch the screen here one more time. Seals the defender on his back, has an open lane to the rim right here. But the reason it's a great finish, it's that soft touch again. He doesn't dunk it. He's able to catch it in the air, and without short arming it, without throwing it off the backboard, he's able just to tap it on the back of the rim and get it to fall in. Another great play to show their great connection and that great soft touch. Brady Hawk also says that we should be getting more Nikola Jovic as a ball handler. We haven't seen it as much as lately, but I do think that's where he's most comfortable. And having a 6'10" point guard, it can really open up a ton of things, because you can see over the defense, you can throw passes over the defense like Nikola Jovic is able to do over a big Robert Williams right here. But because Jovic is also pretty tall, this pass is no problem for him at all. But yeah, that's all I got to say for this video. I'm very excited to continue watching Kel'el Ware play basketball. Thank God for him, because without him, I don't know where I would be mentally right now as a Heat fan. But hopefully this video isn't a jinx, and I don't think it will be, because everything Kel'el Ware is doing does seem to be sustainable. Of course, the defenses will catch on and they'll learn to adjust, but that's when the Heat will counteract, and instead of maybe Ware finishing in the paint over when 3 defenders try to converge on him, he will be able to kick it out to an open Duncan in the corner or an open Tyler, and that's just how you really get into an offense that's a well-oiled machine. I think the Heat offense is obviously a ways away from that, but the potential is there because of the versatility of guys like Kel'el Ware and Tyler Hero, and them all just having that great connection. But make sure to like the video and subscribe. Comment down below your thoughts on Kel'el Ware. I will be reading every single comment, and I'll get to y'all probably with a post-game video tomorrow after the Heat play the Nets. So I'll see y'all then. Peace out.
Look, pull up in your city tryna get that dead face. Do it on my own, I don't need no dead weight. Had to kill him off, yeah, I need a head space. You know this homegrown bitch don't offend me.